Cool. So obviously the game's out November 9 next week on the Tuesday, but reviews dropped last night, and it's doing really well. It's sitting, last I checked, 90. They say 92. I think it's a 91 on Metacritic for the moment. So very high. Forza Horizon 4 was at 92 on Metacritic on Xbox One, while the PC version was at 88. And last I checked, I think they're both at 91, Series X and PC. So doing really, really well. So we'll just go through a couple of choice quotes here. Let's see, Games Radar, Heather Wald, pardon me. When you're asked if you've ever seen an active volcano up close in Forza Horizon 5, you just know you're in for a driving experience unlike any other. This one from... Oh, it's the same from Wald. The entire drive is an exhilarating spectacle from start to finish. It's just one example of the many thrilling high-speed adventures you'll be going on in Playground Games. Most exciting and beautifully crafted for Forza Horizon entry yet. So, yeah, just a lot of sentiment that I've seen, and I read a couple of the ANZ reviews. I tweeted out links. Mate said, esports losing money, question mark? I never would have guessed. Yeah, true. And Luke, I can't tell you this, but can't give any details, but Maxi has the Elden Ring. Oh, closed network test already. Yeah, nice. I saw people tweeting out about that. Well, actually, we'll talk about that a bit as well. So, honestly, I mean, what's there to say about Forza Horizon 5? I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that this game is doing really well critically. Playground Games seems to be only getting better. At least in my mind, the question was, what are they going to do to up the ante here? And it seems a lot of the, criticisms, I guess, leveled at Forza Horizon 4, and it's somewhat mixed reception, I would say, to the seasons, and the fact that a lot of people just really didn't like driving in the snow and the rain in winter, and you were forced to play that for a week before the seasons would change. That they've addressed that with different biomes for Forza Horizon 5. Let me see if I can put up some gameplay while we do that. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this great video from Luke Riley over at IGN Australia. It is on YouTube on the IGN Games YouTube channel, how Forza keeps proving the power of Xbox. It's an amazing, how long is it? 23 minute retrospective on the Forza franchise as a whole, ever since Turn 10 was established in 2001 to create a racing competitor to Gran Turismo on PlayStation, and the journey the franchise goes on. A lot of it I already knew, but a lot of it I didn't as well. Like particularly the fact that Dan Greenawalt, the creative director or studio head at Turn 10, basically pitched to the guys at Playground when they formed, from the remnants of a lot of other very talented UK-based racing studios, and said, hey, if you can pitch a more accessible, less simulation version of Forza, go for it, and we'll see where we go. So highly encourage you to go check that out. It's pretty amazing. Oh, look, you're saying seasons are still a thing. Oh, okay. I thought they were focusing more on the biomes around. Maybe they are, but they just don't have a adverse or as dramatic of effect on the game. Oh, they do. Oh, okay. There you go. I've been reading that well, at least when they spoke about it just after E3 and they were showing gameplay, they mentioned that like if you wanted to change weather system, you'd go to different areas in the map. That's funny because I booted up today. I bought the premium bundle just to make my brother's weekend. Honestly, he loves Forza Horizon, and he was very excited to play it on Tuesday. But I decided to surprise him, so I bought it and went over to his place this afternoon and booted up with him. It was a blast. Matt, not my kind of game, but I'm really happy it's been a smash hit. Yeah, I think that obviously that's a great obviously sentiment to have, right? I feel the same way about genres I don't enjoy, but when you see people are really enjoying it, it's just a really, really good feeling. Luke, you're saying the seasons impact each biome in different ways. Oh, okay. When it's winter, the snow won't impact the coast. Okay, I understand. Okay, so not a dramatic effect on the entire world. I suppose you can escape the snow if you choose to. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't think seasons were back in any way, just because I hadn't really been communicating on that. So that's interesting. Yeah, so hey Cameron, how are you, man? Thanks for joining. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, I don't think anyone's surprised that Forza Horizon 5 is doing so well, right? In my mind, it was like, how do they up the ante I had a sneaking suspicion that it was going to be the events lab that really takes it to the next level in creating a Forza Forge mode, if you will, that would give the game even healthier long legs, I suppose, with more variety from community created content. But it seems they've really nailed a lot of, at least what I want as well, like as a casual racing fan, as someone who will boot up Forza Horizon and just dabble. I like the culture. I want it like Mexican music, the artwork, like all that stuff really excites me from just like pretty, like let me just drive around this world. So that part's exciting to me. Yeah, but Cameron, you're the big racing fan. So at least so Matt tells me. You're saying seasons are a lot better. That's good to know, Matt. They do try and turn it into an always online platform rather than putting out a new game every few years. Yeah, especially given the investment they've been putting into the engine and location. Yeah, I think that's oh, sorry guys. I gotta get used to changing these. There we go. It's a bit better. I think that's the goal, right? Like you see it with a lot of Xbox's other titles. Like Halo is going to become a platform. I think the Forza Motorsport, without a number at the end of it, signals that this is going to be the Forza Motorsport platform for at least this generation of racing. And he's hoping that Xbox and Turn 10 just continue to add on to that. It's what a lot of people have been asking for EA Sports, right? Saying, why do we have yearly annual releases when we can have FIFA and just have that name carry on and the rosters get updated each year and slight improvements, maybe the engine's improved. Cameron, you're saying it's a complete experience in 4 being fleshed out and perfected into a base game. Super curious about the fun DLC. What's going to be our next Hot Wheels Lego? Yeah, true, right? So they've already confirmed at least 2 expansion packs as part of that premium bundle or the premium edition of the game as well. I'll be keen to see what they do. I think Forza Horizon 3 Hot Wheels was very well received, so I wonder if they revisit that. But having said that, Hot Wheels just did their own game, so maybe they would prefer that people buy that instead. Luke, you said this about the map. Mexico is the best of all of them combined. It is the sheer size of the Colorado map, contains the history and charm of Southern Europe, the vast array of landscapes from Australia, and the seasons from England, all combined to make for one incredible location to drive around. Yeah, and that's honestly, I think for me the most exciting part, right? Like as someone who likely may not ever get to Mexico, to have an environment with such variety is also very exciting, and just expose me to a culture that's not as well known even as some of the others that they've done. And it also, like speaking about that variety, it also makes me wonder if the Horizon community screaming for the series to go to Japan, does Japan offer the same variety? I've only been to Japan once, and it's beautiful. I think it could make for interesting street racing in cities if Playground Games, pardon me, were going to do that. But do you get? Again, I'm not too familiar with Japan as a country, so I'm sure there are great regions you can explore. But would it offer that same variety as well? So we'll just have to kind of wait and see. Oh, Luke, you said you want Micro Machines. Cameron, it'll be a location based and toy fun spin-off. Yeah. Also, to cap it off, the variety has been improved since 4. There's a lot more choice in how you want to branch your story. Yeah, okay, interesting. Yeah, I only so I booted up today on the Series X, and it was stunning on the OLED. I did obviously the first landing race into the festival, and then did the first showcase event, which was obviously racing the cargo Horizon cargo plane, that then turns into you racing 2 motorbikes, that then turns into the riders in wingsuits. Was just amazing. I was like, that just keeps upping the ante. I thought that was pretty incredible. So I'm keen to see what this is like. But even my brother, who's just he's not a gamer, right? Like he plays FIFA, Forza, GTA. What else has he been getting into? He's been getting into Descenders because he used to be really into mountain bikes growing up, so he's been loving that. I probably will buy him Riders Republic because I think he'd really enjoy that one. But he was pumped to boot it up, and we're barreling down the side of the volcano, and he would have said wow 3 times just on the draw distance, the detail, the lighting. He was laughing like a little kid doing burnouts and seeing the new smoking models that Playground was using, like the smoke in the game. For me, like, racing games usually can't do smoke right. There's just something about smoke that they can't do really well. And the smoke in this, I don't know, it's just because they have a volcano now, so they felt compelled to make the smoke better, or if they just figured it out. But the smoke is absolutely stunning. So yeah, he was like literally giggling like a little kid, just doing burnouts and just being blown away by how good it was. And he said to me, he goes, Shane, I'm already thinking tomorrow that I need to get up, because he's got his own pardon me, oh my god, property maintenance business, and he goes every Saturday. He goes to a local business park and does like a couple of the gardens there. And he said, he goes, Shane, already in my head, I'm thinking about how quickly I can get that job done so he can come home and start playing more of Forza Horizon. So he's really excited. And also, like, he's absolutely obsessed with cactus. Like, our backyard, his backyard are just full of cactus and euphorbias. So Mexico, when that was announced at E3, he's like so stoked to just be like barreling through fields and mountains of cactus. So it's like the game was made for him. 5 minutes into it, he turns to me and goes, Shane, this is the greatest racing game ever. I was like, I think it's just the cactus speaking to you. But anyway, we'll see how we go. Luke, you said, I don't think Japan is open enough for freedom to bash across the landscape. See, that's my thinking, right? Like, does it provide the landscape that Forza Horizon fans are accustomed to? It's stunning, but you can't, I mean, maybe you could. They could maybe, like, you know, rework it so driving across, you know, I don't know, through rice fields, for instance, right, which are wet. Like, is that gonna make sense? The fun in driving through neon-soaked Tokyo isn't like, it's all really tight. So does that make for a fun Horizon experience? I'm not sure. Maybe Playground has to take some creative liberties with that. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Cameron, you're saying, even if you aren't a racing fan, how well Playground has done here, you've got to be excited for Fable. Yeah, and that's one of the topics I want to get to. Cameron, since you're the Forza fan, if you want to jump in, happy to have you, man. Just jump in the waiting room. I'd be keen to get your thoughts if you have managed to boot it up yet. If anyone else wants to jump in on any of the topics that we're discussing, there's a link to Discord in chat. Just jump into the waiting room and I'll drag you over. I see Cameron's here already. Cam, how are you, man? Are you there? I see you lighting up, but I don't hear you. Oh, hang on a second. This might be because I'm using these new wireless. Yes, it totally is. Yeah, one sec. How about now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Sweet.
How are you, man?
Yeah, no, good. Very
nice.
good.
Have you been playing? Did you get the premium bundle, or did you buy it?
Legit premium bundle. Swapped to New Zealand last night so I could get early access. Just to get 2 hours ahead, and I played till like 3 a.m. last night streaming it, and then today's been like since 9 a.m. to now with like a 2 hour break.
Oh, far out. So have you got all the achievements yet, I assume?
I'm getting close to halfway. 22 out of 53.
Holy cow.
But
almost
I've
halfway. Jeez.
Just to give you an idea, there's 580 roads roughly, and I'm like getting to 430.
Jesus. So what top line impressions? Tell me.
It just takes everything great about 4 and like basically capitalizes on it. So 4 was the beginning to me as a, like, you know, playing as a live service kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
And then essentially what they've done is they added Super 7 in, they added Eliminator, all that Forza Horizon 4. Having all that content at launch now has just, like, you've got so many options. And then everything else to me has been tweaked in such a way that, for example, number 4 had, like, not a mainline story, but if you go into a location, you've kind of got an idea of what you're doing. It was like either a street race or a drag race or dirt or whatever it was. This is essentially, you do a showcase event. There's 4 different options. You might go and be a stunt driver for this up and coming movie. You might go and explore temples. You might like, there's a lot more. All right, crafting like 16 different like showcase. I think it's 16, maybe 20. Different like showcase events or things that are unique to do, and then choosing what you want to do in any particular order.
Yeah.
But it has been absolutely amazing, and I'm the whole time I'm just sitting here scratching my head, going, "What are they going to do for the DLC?"
Yeah, that's the question, right? It's just like, where can they take the franchise?
Yeah.
It's I'm just impressed by, firstly, like as a cross-gen title as well, how great it looks. Blown away. Like so I've got the Series X here at home, and my brother at his place, he's only got a 1080p TV, so I gave him my Series S, and he doesn't complain. Like, he doesn't know the difference between the consoles. He just likes that he can play the new Forza, and he doesn't have to buy it because of Game Pass. But I'm blown away by that. And I think you mentioned as well, right, just like Fable also. I can't recall, maybe you remember as well. Do you remember if they mentioned what engine Fable is going to run at? I feel as though they mentioned the Forza engine, but I could have sworn I saw also Unreal Engine 5 mentioned.
I know the Coalition is using Unreal Engine 5. I'm not sure about Playground Games.
Yeah, I'd have to double check that.
Yeah, same. The only critique I've got so far is like the music's personally not what I would have chosen.
Okay,
but that's gonna be personal preference.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like there's a lot more. I shouldn't say a lot more. There's a few more misses this time around, but there's still a few songs that I've really gotten into. Saying that,
Matt in chat says Fable 4 using the Forza engine. So
okay, it is sweet.
Yeah.
Like there's only two things like moving forward that I really want to see the franchise do, and that is to have like another spin-off kind of game, how we had Forza Horizon 2 presents the Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
Like give like a 3 or 4 hour tight story, like in this kind of world.
So like, you would tell a licensed story. Let's say it was Fast and Furious again in Mexico. Let's just like get some character arcs like in there.
Capitalize on everything that the game's already established, and just do a narrative.
Okay.
Because like there's a few minor changes in this one. Your character actually speaks now. You can choose the voice.
Yeah, interesting.
Which actually doesn't make it feel awkward with you standing there listening to other people have dialogue.
It was a bit. It kind of reminded me of the rookie in Halo 3 ODST, just always being spoken at and never actually saying anything back.
Yep. Also, don't just randomly pick a voice like I did, because my male character has a female voice.
Can't change that.
I probably can, but I've just left it now because of how funny it is.
Right.
Just to get a cutscene. Like, you know, I'll do like a 15-minute race and that. I'll get to the cutscene and it's just like, yeah, this is just gold.
Yeah. Luke in chat says, I like that the music has a streaming mode, so replacing all the licensed music with generic music. Plus, if you have Spotify open on Xbox, it just replaces the in-game radio. That's cool. That's really smart.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I noticed some really cool, like, cross Xbox IP fun shenanigans as well. Like, there's a Doom theme and Banjo-Kazooie theme horn sounds.
Yes.
Also, I love that stuff.
So far, I've only managed to get the Windows 10 notification horn. And a royalty horn, which I've just been blasting to no ends. But I really want to get the banjo one.
Yeah. And Luke in chat says, ooh, James Bond licensed to drive. They had the Bond content in Forza Horizon 4 as well. Yeah, maybe you get some Aston Martin style.
I don't see how difficult it would be to do it, really, these days.
Also,
sorry.
No, that's all right. I wanted to get your thoughts on, because you bought the premium bundle.
Yep.
I saw some criticism online, and I think this is, rightfully so, that and Luke in Discord, I love the Wallalo is a horn as well from Age of Empires. Yep. That's cool. I think criticism, rightfully so, that this is a game advertised as day one on Game Pass, yet here we are 4 days before launch, and if you have Game Pass, you don't have access to it. Now, I totally see how Xbox think they've navigated around this, and that is that the launch day for Forza is November 9. And this special edition just so happens to be early access, right? This is you just getting it early. Like the launch day is still November 9. Like we are launching the game November 9, but hey, if you buy this special thing, you get early access to it. So the fact that Game Pass gets it day one on Tuesday is totally fine. I just think that it's like it's kind of misleading. I know. I wanted your thoughts on that. I honestly could have waited to Tuesday. I really only bought it because I know that I'm probably going to want to play the expansions, whatever they might be. And also, I wanted to just make my brother's weekend because I knew that he was just frothing at the bit to play this game. So, yeah, I think it was 10% off. It was like 62 Australian dollars for like a VIP pass, early access into expansion.
Something around there. I was going to bring it up.
Just a bit of clarity. Yeah, just a bit of, sorry to jump in ahead of you there, Cameron. But Luke in chat says, actually, they keep saying standard edition is in Game Pass. So in that sense, they're not lying. But sorry, I cut you off. I wanted to get your thoughts.
It's funny because like this is one of those things that's been happening in the industry for I don't know how many years now. Probably the last 3-4 years at least. It's
been a while. I remember there were
early access.
Yeah, there were ultimate editions of I think Forza Horizon 3 and Halo Wars 2 going back to 2016, 2017, and it was 4 days early access. Games would traditionally launch on the Tuesday, and if you got the ultimate edition, which was $40 more expensive Australian usually, or 50 or 60, you'd get the year pass or the season pass of content and early access. So yeah, like Xbox has been doing this for a while, but I think this is the first time they kind of did this with via Game Pass as well.
Yeah, it's purely because it's via Game Pass. Like I think the communication's been pretty clear in like all previous titles that have advertised that you can play early. 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is, like having that ultimate bundle. It's purely just the fact that there is a Game Pass, and it makes me wonder, like we're like heavily into this kind of stuff, so
yeah,
what we pick up is going to be very different to the normal consumer. But I just feel like if you like, I'm giving them a little bit of a pass only because it's the first title that's done so. And it is purely because they have advertised that it is coming out on the 9th. It's just that hard to convey that message so many times if people aren't really paying attention.
Yeah, Matt, chances I don't see the average consumer is going to be aware of it. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Like, I think it's purely going to fall into I wouldn't say diehard fans, but the fans that are into the whatever property it is that is advertising. I'm not going to say it's always going to be like Forza Horizon, but I'd be interested to see how this, like, what other titles do this, because everything is like, really moving.
Yeah, like if we get, so Halo Infinite launch date is December 8. If you can pay $60 Australian, let's say, to play the campaign on December 4th, and it also includes the first 2 battle passes, season 1 and season 2. Is that something you would scoff at, or you would jump on, or yeah, how would you feel about that?
I pretty much, it comes to me, it comes down to consumer choices. Always vote with your wallet. To me, I would wait personally on Halo, even if it is one of my favorite series. Like something like Forza is, like, I knew I was going to buy that DLC anyway. I don't really see the DLC going on sale that often unless it's getting to the point of delisting.
Yep.
Which has always been the case. Like, you get to the 5-year mark and that's when it starts getting down in price. I'm not going to wait that long. But I'm interested too to think of, like, EA's been doing the exact same thing, haven't they?
Yeah, I think you can you get early access via EA Play Ultimate, I want to say.
Yeah. So how murky is it going to be to have EA Play in Game Pass and then have situations like that arise with them?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, I think that there are so many different, like, I suppose, the matrix of how do I know what I'm getting based on what I'm paying for is just getting more and more complicated. And Luke earlier says he's been writing an opinion on the way the industry has been screwing folks over with all their additions. Ubisoft are the worst. As a former Ubisoft employee, I won't comment too much, but I will say that I hate additions like that. I hate like that there are so many in our industry now, and it's just like particularly when they're just, and they only do it, they bundle it together so you save like $10 at the very minimum. Luke, we'll take the conversation offline about Far Cry 6 and the different editions there, because I have a lot to say, but I won't do it here. So I'm just going to be interested to see the audience reception to this. I think it's going to pay, like, because Forza Horizon is so popular. I can see so many people just jumping on the premium bundle, and maybe inadvertently setting a bad precedent for themselves, like signaling to Xbox and Microsoft, this is okay, we like this. And I'm not saying that there's necessarily anything wrong with this. I just want to see them be very clear in their communication, particularly around day one Game Pass, pardon me. Because I think it can just get so confusing and so murky. What I will say though, like, I think the silver lining to all this is that it forces the review embargo for first-party Xbox games to lift at least 5 days before day one, so to speak. So I think that's a silver lining.
It's funny because it goes to that model in like all new tech where you've got the early adopters basically giving the reviews for everybody else. It matches more of that system having this in place. So it's not all negatives, because essentially somebody's going to be the guinea pig.
Yeah.
And then if everybody has the, like, we already know this is tracking at 9s, 10s, 5s. Like, it's, like, personally to me, it's Game of the Year. But I am heavily biased on the series, I will admit.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's interesting. Like, if, God forbid, say Halo Infinite has this kind of same model and then reviewed at like a 5 out of 10, like, people are gonna question it. But then I guess the other argument too is like Game Pass. Are we really that concerned with reviews anymore?
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I'm gonna have to wait and see. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see how it affects first-party launches going forward. Other than Halo, we don't have many in the near future, so it might be a while before we see this practice tested again. So I'm gonna have to wait and see. Thanks for jumping in, Cameron. Appreciate it, mate. I want to shout out Hall of Gamers Pod in chat as well. So go and check out Cameron and all the awesome stuff. Oh, hang on. Why haven't? Actually, no, I've done it wrong. Shout out. Sorry. Here I am, just typing exclamation mark Hall of Gamers Pod and it's not working. I'm like, what's going on? There we go. Awesome, man. You guys are on. Oh, did you say it's Sunday now?
No, so 1 week is Friday nights, and the other week is Saturday mornings, Australian Eastern Standard Daily, whatever.
That's right.
AEDT, AEST. Pretty much so we can get some of our American guests on.
Yeah, nice. Awesome, man. Thanks for trying me in.
We'll be on tomorrow talking about Forza.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now go get more of those achievements before the show. See you, mate. Awesome. I do want to get to a couple of good points in chat as well. Thanks, guys, for sharing your thoughts as well. I saw one from Luke. You say I have a mate who manages an EB Games and they have had to turn people away with some early access when it's for pre-orders only. Interesting. Xbox Gamer Dad Matt, how are you, mate? Thanks for joining. Matt Neo, you said I disagree with the practice, so I feel like I can't support it, even if it's a game I'm really interested in. Yep, dude, that's what Cameron just mentioned, right? Vote with your wallet. Totally in support of that. Would love to listen to the conversation if you guys want to talk about it on your show as well. Keen to get your full thoughts on it as well, Matt. Luke, 6 different editions for Far Cry. Let's talk about that a bit later. Awesome. Alrighty, well, I feel like we could stick. It's been half hour and I've only touched 1 of 10 stories. So we're going to move on. I don't think there was much else I wanted to say about Forza. I did want to talk about iteration and the fact that I have seen comments, people saying this is a 10 out of 10, this is a masterpiece. Like, okay, how can that be the case when it's like so similar to what has come before? And I think there is, I understand where that comes from. It's just like, how can a game like this blow you away when, Forza Horizon 4 was like a 9 out of 10 and doing a lot of what this is doing just in a different setting. I think to the point brought up in a lot of the reviews, like, it is just, and specifically Luke Riley's on IGN as well, like, it is just Playground at the peak of their craft, right? Like, they have absolutely nailed what it means to be an open world racer in 2021. And I think that's also part of it as well, like, in 2021. My brother, who's, he was playing Forza Horizon 4 just religiously up until yesterday, and now he's on Forza Horizon 5. And as someone who's just a casual fan, he turned to me and said, Shane, the audio of these cars is so much better than what I've just been playing in Forza Horizon 4. The controls feel tighter. He's noting the lighting is like, how is it looking better than Forza Horizon 4? So I think that it's, I don't know, it really, at least to me, it really feels as though they've just polished this to the nth degree. And I think a lot of it comes down to a 3-year dev cycle, right? We know that before this, Turn 10 and Playground Games alternate between Motorsport Horizon every 2 years. And this is the first time they got 3 years. The Motorsport team at Turn 10, they're for 5 years since launch by the time that we get to 2022 next year. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Ben joins us. How's it going, my friend? Loving the office jargon. Shane, stick opinion on this topic, take it offline and close the loop. Yeah, nice. Matt, you're saying, I jokingly get reductive when I say this, just more cars driving around, but I understand the thought process. Yeah. Cameron, also forgot that there is no physical premium edition for Forza this year, just FYI. It's a download code. Okay. I know Robbie was quite frustrated over it. Interesting. Okay, so again, it's just leaning into getting that digital revenue and not sharing anything with the retailers. Luke, yeah, there was no retail for it, or at least I couldn't get any listings for my bargain guide. Interesting. Okay, so it must be just standard at retail. I wonder if there's like a deluxe edition as well. Anyway, I did want to quickly touch on where to next for Playground. At least in my eyes, really keen to see what they do exclusively on the Series XS generation and of course PC once they can leave Xbox One behind. I hope they get another 3 years dev cycle at least to build something. And I hope the next one is live service. Like, maybe Forza Horizon fans, would differ in this opinion, but if Turn 10 are going a live service route with Forza Motorsport, that's just a platform that continues to evolve and grow. I think I would like to see Playground try and attempt the same thing. And maybe that would be really difficult if they try and obviously create a massive world even bigger than what they've created here in Mexico for Forza Horizon 6, for instance. And then they're, under pressure to deliver yearly content that like either grows the map or delivers a different country on top of that. Like the file size will just balloon and balloon and balloon. So it's going to be interesting. I think I'm just most looking forward to seeing how they can possibly improve upon what they've achieved here. In my eyes, they're clearly like top 5 developers in the world right now. And I'm so excited to see what they can do with Fable. Again, it's a different team, completely different office space to where the guys are, I think, at Leamington Spa for the main Playground team. But they just really understand what makes their game great. And I'm really hopeful that they understand also what makes a great Fable game, and they're going to bring that to life in a great way as well. Fingers crossed. We probably won't see it for a while, but we'll see. Awesome. I did see Cobra Toddy. Thanks for joining us. Interesting. My local store manager said they sold out of that Ultimate Edition. Oh, interesting. Okay. Ben, you say, I bought the collector's edition of the original World of Warcraft. It gives me a fun cosmetic pet, even in the classic re-release. Oh, wow. That's amazing. It's fun having something special that not too many others do. That's honestly why I keep old Master Chief helmet. Like, that's the only... I'm somewhat of a minimalist now, and I don't like collectible things. I think the past 5 years, I was moving on average every, 6 to 9 months. And I got rid of all my physical media except for save for some of my favorite movies on Blu-ray. And and now I get everything digital. Game Pass also just makes that so much easier. But Halo being my favorite franchise, I still love the Halo 3 Legendary Edition. Like 14 years later, it still looks amazing. Like it's so classy. I love it. Moving down, Matt, you said if they go live service, they need to hash out the car licensing issues so we aren't losing content every 6 months. That's a fantastic point. Forza Horizon 3 no longer listed. Forza Horizon 7, same. Forza Motorsport 7, pardon me, same thing. So yeah, that's a great point. That might be a that's going to be something they need to address for sure. Also, Cameron, you're saying also Turn 10 need to learn from Playground. So many issues in Motorsport that need fixing. Interesting. And also there is a new helmet coming out. Oh, the Master Chief one. Yes. My mate Jason Mira posted that in our messenger thread today. And I was tempted for like half a second. I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that, Shane. In fact, I'm considering a Halo tattoo. Topic for another time. I'm thinking about it. Either 117 or a plasma sword. So we'll see. Cobra there's no currently Forza Motorsport you can buy content or digital for. Yeah, exactly right. Like Forza Motorsport completely gone. You cannot buy a new or digital copy of Forza Motorsport any edition. Just crazy. So yeah, he's hoping the next one's not too far away. Oh, Matt, you're minimalist as well. Minimalist Unite. Nearly empty room with bare walls. Oh, is that intentional? I'm not sure. Anyway, this show is going to be 3 hours long if we don't get to the next topic.